Hello, beautiful people. I hope you're doing great and welcome in another episode of Nisrin Spirituality. In here, we actually speak about spirituality and some psychology and a lot of concepts that will help us level up in life, live consciously, live this experience fully, and be happy. So, today I'm going to speak about something which is very important, especially at the beginning of the awakening or being more conscious or starting to understand what is it all about this life and who are you and where did you come from and why you're here. When we start that journey, we usually have to deal with what we call trauma. Okay, so trauma. There is one thing that is actually very important is to know that there is no human being on this earth like I'm like sure about that, almost sure about that, without any trauma. Why? Because simply when we are born uh, as babies, everything in this life is new for us. We do not understand things, we do not um, see the bigger picture of life, and we have a really narrow perspective about things in general. This is why every small event matters and thus can be traumatic for us, because we tend to think that trauma is just a huge, big, traumatic events that we went through. But this is not true, since there are some other kind of traumas we don't even know it is there. Okay, for instance, a baby falling, a baby that is starting to walk, to learn how to walk, and like falling down for the first time. It is some kind of traumatic for him or her. It is considered as a trauma because the baby does not have or understands this gravity thing. So you can think that babies in their heads, they think they will flow if they just fall. That is why you see that babies are not scared of taking stairs and just rushing into stairs, and they will fall because they don't know what is gravity. They don't know that they can fall. They fully trust. Okay, so these first events are considered like trauma, but they are not the worst ones. Like, for instance, this example are just some kind of trauma that prepares us into what is life. Then there is some other traumas that may have an impact on our lives as adults. For instance, the very first time mom leaves us with I don't know, with a babysitter, and it is the very first time. It can be traumatic because the baby does not understand mom is going to like do some shopping and come back, he thinks that she will never come back. And he doesn't know this babysitter, so he really can. I'm not saying it happens all the time and for everybody, but there is it is there is a huge percentage where we human beings as babies will live that event, that simple event as mom going out, as an abandon, and we are going to take that with us in our lives, and will experience uh, more and more of like events, like we're going to be abandoned by a friend and then by this relationship, that partner, until we deal with this trauma. This was like a delicate example, but it can be more hard than that. Maybe the first time dad is very angry about something, and we are as little child, we keep screaming and like crying at home, and dad will like shout on us, and we have only like 3 years old. We can live that as a traumatic event, and we are going to, for instance, develop a huge sensibility and being like becoming an adult who takes everything as personal, and that is limiting, because taking every single word, every single reaction from anybody as personal is limiting in life, right? So that is to all of these examples to explain to you that actually we are we do all as human beings have traumas. Of course, there are people who have had childhood and lives that are really, really traumatic, and like with big events, big negative events, and some others less. In all cases, there is no problem with that. Why? Because we can simply um, treat that. It is curable. We just have to be willing to like get over this limitation or this trauma. For instance, if you are afraid from others' opinion about you, it starts with you seeing that about you, seeing that you are really afraid from others judging you or saying something negative about you. And it is preventing you from doing something. For instance, you want to um, be a singer or a dancer, or you want to be a YouTuber or whatever, but you are not doing that because you are thinking in your head with this trauma that, well, they will make fun of me, and I'll be a joke, and they will judge me, and they will be harsh on me. So you will not be living your passion because of that specific trauma. So when you see that about you, you see that you have that limitation, and you start to be more conscious, and you may be ready to get over it. Well, you can then get some help using some kind of therapy. There are thousands of ways to resolve trauma. You can take some therapists. There are some ways when you are not even supposed to speak or say anything, because this is a huge point. There are a lot of people who are aware they have traumas, who are aware they have limitations, but they cannot have this courage to speak about it, even with a therapist. So you don't even have to worry about that, because there is now some other kind of therapy, like massage therapy and some other types. You just go on ChatGPT, for instance, and ask him what kind of therapy for trauma where we are not supposed to speak or say anything, and you'll have many suggestions. So whenever you get to start doing something about it, about this limitation, or let's call it this trauma, you will have somebody who will help you, and then it will dissolve simply, and you will be able to shine more of your light. You will be able to express more of who you are. You will be able to become that singer or that dancer or that YouTuber or that writer or that whatever. And there is magical. Why? Because you will be inspiring others to do like you, to become more of themselves, right? So in this video, I just wanted to explain that for you, and to tell you that if you were living your life without never thinking about the fact that you may have some limiting traumas that are preventing you from being yourself, or fully yourself, I'm inviting you to consider, sit with yourself, ask yourself, am I living my passion? Am I fully living my passion? Is there anything I want to do but I'm not doing, and why? And the answer will reveal what kind of limitation or maybe trauma you had, because when you were a kid you were judged, or somebody told you that you were not good enough, or that you were stupid, or whatever. And just know what they used to tell you is not true. This is not true. They were just saying what they actually think about themselves. They were making it into words, but really you are what you decide to be, and you are unique and deserving and valuable. And if you are existing, that means that you are worthy, and we cannot wait for you to start expressing yourself and inspire all humanity to do the same. So I hope this was helpful. I hope this will invite you to consider what kind of traumatic events you've been through, maybe through childhood, maybe when you were a teenager, maybe when you were an adult, and consider treating that. Don't be ashamed from asking for help. There is no shame for that. You know what? Even your therapist has and had traumas. Everybody has lived into some sad, negative, or traumatic events, so you're not alone in this. There is no shame, and you will see, once you get over it, you'll be so proud of you and so happy that you did it, because you will get to be more of yourself. With this, we come to the end of this video. I hope this was inspiring. I hope this will help you somehow in your life. If you love this content, well, then consider subscribing. If you have a question or anything or any comments, well, don't hesitate to leave me your comments down below, and see you next time.